Hello all, welcome to this class on spreadsheets for engineers, and in this class let's learn about the system of linear equations, which is the last topic in matrices. That is, in this class let's learn about how to find the values of x, that is x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 using Excel, and we'll try to verify it also. So here you have 5 equations. So the first equation is 11x1. Actually here it is a mistake, actually it has to be 5x2. Okay, I have made it 5x2. So 11x1 minus 5x2 plus 6x3 plus 15x4 minus 45x5 equal to 12. Second and third, fourth, fifth equations. You have 5 equations overall. So all the coefficients of x, that is, for example, in first equation 11x1, the coefficient of x1 is 11, coefficient of x2 is minus 5, coefficient of x3 is 6, coefficient of x4 is 15, coefficient of x5 is minus 45. So that is, all the coefficients will be named in a matrix called A. So let me name the matrix as A. Let me try to list out all the coefficients. So 11 minus 5, you can just see from the equation itself, 6, 15 and minus 45. And in coefficient, you can just see in equation number 2, x1 doesn't have any coefficient. There is no x1 at all. If there is no x1 at all, let's try to put it as 0. x2 has a coefficient 1. If nothing is mentioned, you can consider it as 1. x3 is not there, again let's put 0. x4 is minus 4. For x4 we have minus 4 as the coefficient, you can see here, and for x5 6 is the coefficient. Similarly in equation number 3, 3 and 4, there is no x3, let's try to put it as 0, and 6 for x4 and minus 7 for x5. Similarly in equation number 4, that is in the fourth equation, we don't have x1 and x2, so let's put 0 and 0, and x3 it's minus x3, so minus 1, and x4 is minus 5x4 minus 5, and 9 is for x5. And similarly for fifth equation, it is 12, 13, 11, 14 and 5. So these are all the coefficients of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. So let me name that as matrix A. So now let me try to border that. Okay, let me try to give all borders to it. Now the coefficients of, let's try to list out all the coefficients of x. That is, x coefficients in the sense it's nothing but x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. x1, x2. Okay, let me try to list out that here. So let me try to put over that here below. So, or else let me put over here itself. So x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. So these are all the x coefficients. You can't call it as x coefficients, they are nothing but x variables. So x variables. Next, let me try to list out all the coefficients or all the constants that are on the right hand side of all the equations. That is nothing but named as B. So this one, actually I'll just try to put it in this column. So let me try to put in this column. That is nothing but x. So let me try to put that as x. So that is nothing but x. So that is nothing but x. Similarly, let me try to list out B. So B is nothing but, so let me try to reduce the size of it, because here I don't get enough space. Okay, now I've got enough space. So B is nothing but all the coefficients that are existing on the right hand side of all the equations. So 12 is on the first equation, so let me mention it correspondingly in this cell. So let me try to delete it over here. Okay, 12 is in the first equation, 4 is in the second equation, 10 is in the third equation, 14 is in the fourth equation, and 18 is in the equation number 5. Now let me try to, okay, now we have got all the different coefficients, x values, and okay, so let me try to border this as well, and constants on the right hand side as well. Now you know the formula to determine the, like ax equals to b. So that is what is the equation actually. Ax equals to b, that is the actual equation. If ax is equal to b, this is nothing but the mathematical equation. If ax is actually b, ax in the sense a into x, which is equal to b. But how are we going to determine x values? X is nothing but, if a goes to the right hand side, it will become a inverse. Therefore x equals to a inverse star b. So So A inverse star B. So X is nothing but A inverse B. So we have to determine A inverse for this matrix, multiplying it with this B. So whatever the matrix we have here. So let's first find out the A inverse. A inverse means let's trying to find out the inverse for this 5 cross 5 square matrix and multiplying that with B. So whenever we use matrix multiplication, I have always told you even in the previous video, the number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So obviously matrix A inverse matrix will have 5 cross 5 as the order, that means 5 rows and 5 columns, and already the B matrix is having 5 rows and 5 columns. Therefore the number of columns in matrix A, that is 5 columns, is equal to the number of rows in matrix B, that is 5 rows. So obviously you will get the result. Okay, so let's try to first find out the A inverse. So for A inverse you have to select 5 cross 5, that is very important. 5 cross 5 cells, so 1 2 3 4 5, 2 3 4 and 5. So 5 cross 5 cells I have selected. So what I'll be doing is I'll try to type over here in the formula bar as M inverse. M inverse, let me open the brackets and let me try to select the array. Let me try to select this array. For this table I need, so let me try to close the brackets, and now let me try to type Control Shift and Enter all together simultaneously. So after I have typed Control Shift and Enter, I have got the inverse of all this. So now what I'll do, I have to let me try to copy these values over here, that is B. So this is nothing but A inverse, and I'll try to type all these values over here. So now you can see the order of this matrix is 5 cross 5. Order of this matrix is 5 cross 1. 5 cross 5 and 5 cross 1. Therefore 5, the number of columns are 5, the number of rows are 5 here. So the resulting matrix will have the order as 5 cross 1. So 5 cross 1, let me try to select 5 rows and 1 column. And now what I'll do, I'll try to multiply this A inverse and B. So for that the formula will be M mult, that is matrix multiplication. So let me try to open the brackets. This is the array 1. So this is the array 1 and comma array 2. Array 2 is this. Array 2 is this. Let me close the brackets, and again I have to type Control Shift and Enter all together simultaneously. So let me try to type Control Shift and Enter. Okay, I have typed Control Shift and Enter, and these are nothing but the values of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. So let me try to type x1 here. This is the value of x2, this is the value of x3, this is the value of x4, and this is the value of x5. So we have got all the 5 values over here now. So but now let's try to determine, verify whether it is true or not. Obviously it will be correct, but let's try to verify it using the given equations. So the given equations are, you have 5 equations here. So let me try to copy one equation and try to paste it over here. So and let me try to let's try to type 11. So 11 x1. So I'm sorry. So let's try to type equal to 11. So even that 11, all that better, I'll try to type those. So 11 minus 5, 6, 15 and 4 minus 45. I have to get the answer as 12. So now let's try to determine verify whether the result, whatever the values we have got, there is x1 to x2, x3, x4, x5, these values are correct or not. So what I'll do, I have considered this first equation, 11x1 minus 5x2 plus 6x3 plus 15x4 minus 45x5 equal to 12. So let me just try to type all those in this cell. Equal to, so 11 star, instead of 11 me typing let us 11, let me try to type all these coefficients here. 11 minus 5, 6, 15 and minus 45, and let me try to select this, that's it. So 11 star x1 plus, so obviously let's not use minus here because plus into minus will be minus only. So plus, let me try to type this one star x2, again plus this one star, this one again plus, this one star, this one again plus, this one star, this one. So if I get the answer as 12, whatever the answers we have got is correct. So let me try to, I mean, we have got it as 12. So you could see whatever the answers we have got is 12. So this is the final one, that is system of linear equations. The final answers are, so these are the final answers. So let me try to border them. So let me try to delete all this. Okay, I hope you have understood this. So see you in some other video. So till then, take care.